Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I'm going to be talking about Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, Matt Colville, and Evil Campaigns. Alright, so Matt Colville is the person who has won 2018 for YouTube Dungeons & Dragons content. He created a Kickstarter last year, which was called Strongholds and Streaming. That Kickstarter raised $2 million for him to stream some D&D games and make a splat book. One source book, right? This absolutely wins the YouTube Dungeons & Dragons content creation, right? It's without a doubt. Like, nobody even comes close, right? To put this in perspective, what Matt Colville has accomplished, John Harper, in my opinion, is probably one of the best game designers on the planet right now, tabletop role-playing game designers. He created Blades in the Dark. Also came out in 2017. It's a standalone tabletop role-playing game, which was also Kickstarted. Blades in the Dark is a tour de force. It's being studied by the Dungeons & Dragons design team right now, right? Like, literally, people on the Dungeons & Dragons design team look to Harper for ideas and use him as inspiration for what's going into Dungeons & Dragons products today, right? And you know, what he accomplished with Blades in the Dark is incredible. He created a new system series, right? The rule system in Blades in the Dark is so strong that it is fostering new standalone tabletop role-playing games with the Blades in the Dark rule set. Those games are called Forged in the Dark. There's a few of them. There's like Scum and Villainy, Dogs in the Bark. There's several of them, right? And they're coming up. That freestanding, standalone tabletop role-playing game with a rule set so robust, it is actually creating new tabletop role-playing games. Didn't even make half of what Strongholds and Streaming made on Kickstarter, right? So literally, Matt Colville, with the barest minimum amount of content, right? I'm going to stream some D&D games, which is being done by literally thousands of people. Nothing new there, right? And I'm going to create a source book for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Made $2 million, right? Excuse me. So basically, you know, we have to pay incredible attention to Matt Colville because he is redefining success for tabletop role-playing game commentators, for D&D YouTube D&D commentator YouTubers, for streamers, all this, right? You know, nobody cannot pay attention to what Matt Colville is doing with that $2 million, right? So one of the things that Matt Colville has decided to spend a lot of time on is evil campaigns. How to run an evil campaign, how an evil campaign should be constructed, give an example of an evil campaign, and talking about why you would go down the road of an evil campaign. All right, so I disagree with Matt Colville on virtually every single point he has to say about evil campaigns, and I'm going to dig into that, right? And so I'm going to be saying Matt Colville is wrong throughout this entire video, pretty much, right? But I want to start by saying that Matt Colville is very intelligent, he's very cautious, and he's very genuine, right? And those aren't small things, right? So why am I taking the time to do this? Well, it's important, right? So one of the things I see right now is there's an entire, like, we have this huge problem in America where two people go to battle, right? They battle over one thing to win it, right? And the one person wins and the other person loses, right? And then the person who loses and many of that person's followers say about the winner, that winner is an idiot, that winner is dumb, right? Well, the reality is, if you're paying attention, if you lose to someone and then you say that person's an idiot and that person's dumb, right? What you're really saying is that I'm incapable of defeating an idiot or a dumb person, right? Like, and by the way, you know, so I watch this constantly. I see people who have been defeated by another person constantly saying that person's an idiot, that person's dumb, and I'm like, this is crazy. You got soundly defeated by an idiot and a dumb person. This really says more about you than it does about this person you're saying it about, right? And so here's the thing. I have been defeated in 2018 by Matt Colville, right? I do the same thing he does. I do D&D commentary on YouTube. Matt Colville has defeated me, right? Now, I'll tell you right now, I understand who and what Matt Colville is, right? Matt Colville is incredibly intelligent. And even more than being an intelligent person talking about Dungeons & Dragons, he is applying his intelligence to his content, okay? He's applying his intelligence to his content. That you cannot take for granted. There are a lot of very intelligent people talking about Dungeons & Dragons, commentating on Dungeons & Dragons, and often not applying their intelligence to Dungeons & Dragons, saying the same rote stuff that somebody else said, saying the same thing they learned when they were in junior high, rather than trying to go further and understand the game better, okay? All right, so he is cautious. He understands that when you have $2 million, you've been given a massive platform, and you need to be careful with that platform. So he's a cautious person. I have incredible respect for that, right? And then finally, so he is intelligent. He's applying his intelligence. He is being cautious. And the third point on there is, as far as, oh man, I slipped that third point. Why did I forget that third point? I apologize. All right, so overall, I just think he's doing a really good. Oh, he's genuine. Sorry about that. He is genuine. This is a big deal, right? When you're on YouTube, when you are a D&D YouTube commentator, you are heavily incented to say things you don't believe, right? That is wrong. You should not do that. You should be genuine. You should bring up points. The points you say should be coming out of your mouth because you believe them, not because they're going to get you clicks or cause drama or a million other reasons, right? And so I feel like he's really genuine. So I have a lot of respect for Matt Colville, but I fundamentally disagree with him on the Evil campaign, and I want to dig into it, all right? All right, so what I'm responding to right now is the YouTube video that Colville did, probably, I think he did it last week, and he was talking about the Evil campaign and what you do with the Evil campaign and how you run the Evil campaign. And he talked about three things specifically. He made three distinct points about Evil campaigns. So first, he said, Evil campaigns are not about alignment, okay? Second thing he said about Evil campaigns was that in order to understand, is that good people can want to play evil characters. And the third thing he said is he said that he says that people can do evil things if they believe it is for a greater purpose. Okay? All right, so let's dig into it, all right? So let's deal with the first thing, the idea that evil campaigns aren't about alignment. I think this is a ridiculous point. Evil campaigns are absolutely about alignment. Many people, including Matt Colville, are dismissive of alignment in Dungeons & Dragons. They say, oh, it's just 9 points. You got your axes, you got your neutral, you got your you have lawful, you have chaotic, you have neutral, right? And then you have your good and evil, and it's just a cross section of those. And they're like that. What a cartoonish look at how people behave in a moral manner. And I will come right back at Matt Colville and say what he's saying is absurd, right? And the reason why is evil campaigns absolutely have to do with alignment as established within Dungeons & Dragons. Alignment sits in the first hardcover PHB, MM, and DMG, right? It's there from D&D 1E hardback, which is the heart of the game, right? And it's been in every single edition, 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E, 5E, right? And the other thing is, it is not a cartoonish look at morality, right? It was groundbreaking. This was bringing the idea of a systematic look at moral behavior in games. It didn't exist before Dungeons & Dragons. It is fundamentally groundbreaking. It's a groundbreaking process, and you can't come along 44 years later and be that dismissive about something that was that innovative and that important to the game structure. Nobody thought about moral behavior when they were playing chess, right? No, there really wasn't a lot of thought about moral behavior when he was playing war games or all those kind of things. Gary Gygax recognized that that this game was about killing, right? And that you needed a stopgap. And so alignment went into the game, right? For the hardcover, for the D&D 1E hardcover, right? And it's been there ever since, and it's been in every game, because you need that stopgap, because otherwise you have murder hobo campaigns. It is absolutely critical that it's understood, right? And so I can't believe that he could have the idea that an evil campaign doesn't have to do with alignment, and that he could be that dismissive of alignment, right? Now, I have some reasons why he's saying this. If he's not stupid, which he isn't, right? If he's intelligent, if he's cautious, and he's genuine, why is he saying something ridiculous? Well, I will get to that point, all right? Okay, so the next thing he said is that good people can want to play evil characters. Disagree. Now, here's why, okay? So one, he needs to pay attention to alignment. Alignment, you can have good people, you can have neutral people, and you can have evil people, right? Now, I will tell you right now, I get where he's coming from. He's saying, if you're a good person and you want to play an evil character, that doesn't make you evil, right? Here's my point, right? I think neutral people can be interested in playing evil characters, and evil people can be interested in, and I'm talking about people, players, not player characters. I think good neutral people, neutral players, can be interested in playing evil characters, and also I would say evil players can be interested in playing evil characters, but good people, good players, right? Not good from the perspective of craft, being good at the game. I'm saying good as in being morally good, cannot, in my opinion, be interested in playing an evil campaign, right? Evil campaign is exploring evil for multiple sessions with other people, right? And when you go into that, when you go down that road, when you start the journey of exploring evil, you have a high probability of offending people at your table. High probability. It is so common for evil campaigns to go south, to take the left turn, right? And for things to go cattywampus right quick, right? And now you got somebody who's been triggered, you got somebody who's hurt, you got somebody who's offended, you got friendships that are broken up. These are very, very real concerns with evil campaigns, right? And I don't think it's worth it to go down this road. You have your friends at your table. Why would you want to do this? And I would say right now, I don't think for 1 second that good people want to spend time playing evil campaigns. I really don't. And the reason why, and by the way, I do not consider myself a good person. I consider myself a neutral person, right? I have just too many issues as a human being. I am far too broken to think that the term good person could apply to me. It would be ludicrous for me to apply that to myself, right? And so so to me, good people are out literally doing good things. They literally don't have time to be devoting to multiple sessions about exploring evil with a group of people. It's just, it's the idea that good people can be interested in playing evil characters is, I just question it. I say wrong. I 100% disagree with Matt Colville. All right, so we finally get to the last part and the real kicker. This is why, in my opinion, Matt Colville believes these ideas, which are fundamentally wrong and ridiculous, in my opinion, right? Here's the last one, okay? He believes that good people can do evil acts if they believe that it's being done for a for a greater purpose, okay? In his video, Matt Colville speaks at length about the Milgram experiment. The Milgram experiment is an experiment about obedience to authority. It was done by Stanley Milgram in 1961 in Yale University, right? And I highly question Yale University's ethics for even attempting I really don't think it was an ethical experiment, in my opinion. All right, so basically what it showed was that normal people would shock someone and give them incredible amount of pain and even risk their lives if an authority figure told them to do it, right? And the idea, and this was literally being done to explore why so many, one of the reasons for the experiment was to explore why so many Nazi soldiers obeyed and did these atrocities. Was it, you know, did it have to do with just something terrible within the German culture, or is this a human failing, right? You know, and so the experiment was actually exploring this idea to see if what happened in Auschwitz and those other, you know, camps was a human issue or had to do with some other point in time issue, right? Was it the culture? Was it the time? What was going on, right? And so Milgram came back and showed with his findings that that you could get anybody to do. Generally, this is, you know, me summarizing his point, was that you could get anybody to do these evil acts, and that it really had nothing to do, you know, it really wasn't, and that no one should be dismissive of German culture. This is an overall human issue, right? And then Matt Colville, in his description of the Milgram experiment, you know, said that what he believed this meant was that people will do, you know, they're listening to the authority and they think the authority has a greater purpose in mind, so they're obeying the authority and doing these evil acts so that they can achieve a greater purpose. So what I think what Matt Colville is saying is he knows the reason why people are willing to do evil. He also acknowledged mental health issues can be a reason why somebody would do an evil act, right? So that's the button on it, okay? That, in my opinion, is why a smart man who is cautious and genuine can believe that dedicating time and effort to running evil campaigns is worthy, right? And is not a waste of time, and maybe even worse than a waste of time, a massive regression of our entire hobby, right? And the reason why is, in my opinion, the reason why Matt Colville is willing to go down this road, the reason why he thinks evil campaigns aren't connected to alignment, why good people can be interested in playing evil characters, why evil campaigns are worth exploring, is because, in my opinion, I don't believe he thinks evil is real at all. He thinks he knows the reason for evil. Evil is done so that people can achieve a greater good. Evil is done because there's a mental health issue, right there. And that is simply kind of a malfunction, right? And so that genuine, pure evil, I don't think Matt Colville really thinks it exists. And so that's why he's just skipping down the road to an evil campaign, right? Now, I really think this is sad. I think if you have been given one of the biggest platforms for Dungeons & Dragons commentary ever, with $2 million given to you last year, this is one of the most absolutely wasteful, unproductive ways you could use that money. And I think it's just, he has every right to do it. I do not question for 1 second his right to go down this road. This is America. You could do what you want. This is America. You know, Childish Gambino said it, right? And but man, I'll tell you, I think this is a dark, dark road he's going down. And I think the reality is, I don't think it's going to produce much that's good. I really don't. And so that's my take on Matt Colville on evil. Thank you. Please consider liking and subscribing. And I'm curious what your thoughts are. Please let me know below. Take care.